genuinely think this might be the best game of 2026. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about Mouse PI for Hire. This game has been on my radar for a long time. If you don't know what it is, it's a first-person shooter animated in 1930s rubber hose animation. Sort of like Cuphead in a sense, but it's a first-person shooter. It's more like if Doom, I guess, met Cuphead. It's been working on for a long time. I think I started following the information back in like 2024, I believe, and by this point we're hopefully less than a month until its release. So you might be thinking, oh, he's being sponsored by the company to talk about the game. No, this is just merely something I wanted to talk about over the last couple of weeks. It's just something that I feel really good about because most most first-person shooters nowadays have been trying to go for a more realistic look, like you're just like a guy in like this abandoned building, you're shooting other guys. But no, this is pure insanity. You play as a mouse, Jack Peppers. If you don't know, voiced by Troy Baker, um, he's been in a lot of animated stuff, so I doubt you'd know his face. But you're just a PI trying to investigate the town. Now, I think this isn't absolutely what's best. I still think there is some place for the more naturalistic look. But I do think this is something that should be expanded further upon. Not necessarily this sort of type of game with 1930s or first-person shooters, but just something that breathes more into the gaming landscape. Unfortunately, being the way that it is, it has been delayed a whole bunch. It was supposed to release in March, so I guess by this point it would have been released. But unfortunately, we were unable to get that. It was pushed back to April. And also, as of today, I'm recording this on the 24th, you can now pre-order the game on Steam, which brings up another issue that people are bringing up, is that it is announced that the game is getting DLC. Now, I personally, I don't see a problem with this, but other people have been talking about it as, oh, the game is being delayed and it's getting DLC. Like, that's the thing that plagues all the games right now. It's like, why is it doing it? It's like all other modern games. But if anything of what we've seen here, it doesn't seem like this is the case. I mean, Cuphead, the other game that's sort of this style, it also got DLC. Sure, it wasn't immediate. Sure, it wasn't announced prior to the game's launch, but it did come out, and it was essentially what is more of what the original game was. Now, of course, people are saying, "Oh, that means just the main story is half baked." Have you seen like what this game is? Clearly, there's a lot more going into it than just like basic standards. They're putting in a lot of effort. I think they said like over 50,000 frames of animation drawn by hand. I don't think this is going to be just like your standard go around, guys. Now, of course, I've already pre-ordered the game, but if the developers ever see this, if the developers see this video, just know I'm up to negotiation. I love some stuff. Of course, once the game actually comes out, I will be making videos about the game itself. But until then, we'll just have to sit and wait. If you want to pick up the game yourself, it's available on most modern platforms: PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, as well as Nintendo Switch 2. It's receiving physical editions for PS5 and Nintendo Switch, and Xbox Series X, question mark, because it's coming in a physical deluxe edition, but we don't know if that's being sold separately, at least not that's been announced. And then, of course, just the standard edition, and then Digital Deluxe, which comes with the DLC. But until then, we just have to sit tight for the next 3 weeks. Hope you enjoyed this new type of video format. I hope to do more like this, and we'll see you next time.